John Wick, Jack Reacher, Tyler Rake, Deckard Shaw. Four of the best fighters and most dangerous men on the planet are going at it. But who's ultimately coming out on top here? Well, today we're going to take a look at their strength, speed, durability, their skills, and their weapons to find out who wins. So let's get to it. What's up, guys? This is Danko. I do fight breakdowns, power ranking videos, or more deep dives into your favorite characters and franchises with new videos every week. So if that seems great to you, well, sit back and enjoy the video. Hit that like button if you want to, or hit the subscribe button while you're at it. John Wick. He's the ultimate hitman, just a legendary guy down in the underworld. And even though he managed to get out of the life once, did it for love, was eventually dragged back in when some little Russian prick stole his car and killed his dog. And from there, well, let's just say things kinda got out of hand. But still, John could handle it. And that speaks to really how good he is in a fight. John's strong enough to go up against almost anyone, and has legitimately sent people flying backwards with his punches and kicks. He's also definitely no stranger to fighting against bigger, stronger guys. He even fought against a world-class sumo wrestler, or a guy at the very least who was a promising up-and-comer. And then when he fought against 7'4" Boban Marjanovic, well, John just beat him to death with a book. Definitely one of the more humiliating ways John's killed someone. I don't know which one's worse, getting taken out with a pencil or a library book. I mean, both are bad, both are real bad. What's even worse though is that John just casually puts it back after he's done. Like, well, don't need this anymore, I guess I better check it back in. So bottom line, John's strong. He's also really tough. His suit is actually bulletproof, meaning he's able to take all sorts of shots and keep on going. He's taken some pretty big falls and tumbles before. Punches and kicks don't seem to have any effect on him. He's like the Terminator, just picks himself up and keeps on going and going and going. You can even create a whole category here just about all the car crashes that John has been in. Like, you shouldn't be able to get hit by a car and walk it off that easily. You really shouldn't. But that's just the world that we live in here. John Wick is immune to car crashes. Also, I guess immune to being thrown off buildings. But don't worry, the metal railings slowed him down. What? Are we sure that John is even human? To top it all off, John isn't just borderline superhuman. He's also gotta be one of the best fighters I've ever seen. He's more of a grappler than anything else, but works in stuff like judo, Krav Maga, and jiu-jitsu to take down pretty much everyone he's come across. Seriously, it feels like almost every single assassin out there has taken their shot at John over the course of these 4 movies. They've all failed. His go-to move is just to flip people around and get them on the ground, and then proceed to shoot them in the head. Which, I mean, hey, simple enough. It works, why change it? Keep it simple. And if John doesn't have any guns handy, well, he can kill a guy with pretty much anything else, so not really that big of a deal. And plus, John always has guns handy, so what are we even talking about? He's insanely accurate, is just constantly hitting headshots like it's nothing. He can take out guys in an instant. If John is coming at you with a gun, you're basically already dead. Not even bulletproof armor can keep you safe. Seriously, these guys are trained fighters wearing the best armor that money can buy, top grade stuff, legitimately bulletproof stuff, and John still just plowed through them with guns. The man is the best there is. He's a living legend. Put it simply, he's the Baba Yaga. Major Jack Reacher is an Army veteran who commanded the 110th Special Investigations Unit of the Military Police. When he retired, he chose to travel the country as a drifter. But Reacher just can't seem to stop getting in trouble and helping out those who can't help themselves. Reacher is an absolute unit. The guy is extremely strong. He's said to be as strong as 3 grown men. He's able to easily overpower pretty much anyone he goes up against. I'm talking breaking bones or even snapping necks with ease. He's also essentially just as tough as he is strong. He can take most attacks and honestly act like he doesn't even feel them. While he is a bit faster, more agile than he might appear, Reacher definitely isn't the fast guy in the bunch just because of his size, power over speed. And Reacher isn't just a gigantic Hulk. He's also a highly skilled and incredibly dangerous fighter. While often use his massive size and strength to simply overpower anyone in his way, that doesn't negate his skill. He might not be a master in any one form of fighting, but thanks to his military training, he's able to incorporate a whole bunch of different fighting styles and kind of mold them into one. On top of that, Reacher is a ruthless fighter and will do anything it takes to win the fight, with his favorite moves being headbutts, elbow strikes, and kicks down there. He's got no problem fighting dirty, using anything around him as a weapon. His only real goal in a fight is to end the fight as quickly as possible. Like Reacher himself puts it, the other guy cares how he wins. I care about pissing on the other guy's grave. Tyler Rake was a former SASR soldier who became a black market mercenary following his son's death from leukemia. He's a bit of a legend in the Black Ops world, famous for his exploits in Dhaka as he fought his way out of the city and protected the son of an Indian crime boss from a rival Bangladeshi drug lord. Due to his training in the SASR and his follow-up work as a mercenary, Rake is in top physical condition. He's incredibly strong, able to ragdoll grown men around like it's nothing, able to easily and consistently one-shot people. He can even casually break bones, break necks, and easily kill people with his bare hands. Rake also possesses some extraordinarily fast reflexes. During his knife fight with Saju, he's able to block and dodge all of Saju's knife swings and counter them. But perhaps Tyler's greatest ability is just his durability and endurance. Rake is able to fight for long periods of time against waves of enemies and still come out on top, taking plenty of attacks, falling off balconies, even getting hit by cars. He's even continued fighting after being shot, and is able to take plenty of bullets throughout the years, not even flinch. As a former SASR soldier, Rake possesses extraordinary combat abilities, being able to easily outmatch most opponents he encounters, and defeat large groups of enemies through his hand-to-hand combat skills alone. Rake's fighting style appears to incorporate elements of boxing, Muay Thai, Krav Maga, and wrestling. He might even have a possible background in the Filipino martial arts arnis because of his knife fighting abilities. And on top of that, due to his years as a soldier and a mercenary, Tyler is highly proficient with pretty much all firearms. He's an extremely accurate shot and is able to efficiently switch between his rifle and his sidearm with ease. Finally, Rake is an incredibly skilled military tactician, being able to plan escape routes, exit strategies, extraction plans. He's able to make adjustments to his plans on the fly if a situation doesn't go as planned. But then finally, well, it's Deckard Shaw. So you know how Flash has the Speed Force, Odin has the Odin Force, all that? Well, basically everyone in Fast and Furious has what I'm gonna call the Family Force. Because even though they're all just normal, everyday people, through the power of family, they've become superhuman, super soldiers. And that includes Shaw. He can take out guards in riot gear with just 1 or 2 hits. He's slammed guys through walls, and he's fought against both Dom and Hobbs. So just a bunch of bald dudes just going at it. And both Dom and Hobbs are superhuman. Like, just look at some of the crazy stuff that they're doing here. Yeah, if that's not superhuman, I don't know what is. But let's say you're not entirely convinced, want something a bit more concrete. Well, may I present you Idris Elba. He's superhuman, no doubt about it. Yet Shaw is still able to get in there and punch the heck out of him. And on top of that, Deckard can definitely take a punch himself. I mean, just like John Wick, the guy is just immune to car crashes. And trust me, he's been in plenty of them. He's taken punches from Dom, taken punches from Hobbs, taken punches from Brixton, who can hit harder than both of them, and been just fine through all of it. Shaw even survived getting shocked 4 times when it was supposed to take just 3 shocks to kill someone. Then also had an entire parking garage collapse down on top of him. He's even fast enough to block bullets. So yeah, when I say the guy is superhuman, that's what I mean. The family force is definitely real. On top of that, the guy's a real good fighter too. He's able to take out whole groups of thugs and goons without giving it a second thought. And just like there's basically a rule of thumb over in John Wick that you never get between somebody and their dog, well, never try and go up against Shaw when he's protecting a baby. He'll mess you up for sure. So, who's gonna come out on top here? Who's ultimately gonna win? Well, let's get into it. Well, when it comes to strength, it's between Reacher and Shaw. John Wick is out, but strength has never really been his game, so he was never really expected to take the edge here. But Rake? Well, he's almost superhuman. I mean, he can throw people around like they're made out of paper. He can snap necks like it's nothing, or rip a man's hand in half. We haven't seen him swing around a grown man and use that guy to break another guy's neck. However, Jack Reacher is able to basically do all the same things. Plus, he's just legitimately bigger and has a whole lot more muscle mass. Like we all know deep down, size does matter. However, I think Shaw and the family force is ultimately the kicker here. I mean, he's able to fight against legitimate superhumans and hold his own. None of the other guys can say that here. But what about durability? Well, all these guys' durability is just simply off the charts. The amount of punishment that we've seen them all take, yet not die and still keep on going, is absolutely insane. Heck, several of them have basically come back from death itself and come back even stronger than before. They can all survive pretty much any attack that you can send their way. And because of that, I don't think you can definitively say that one is tougher than the other. It's much more likely that they'll all be able to take any attack that the other can land. So it's kind of hard to compare style versus style when it comes to these 4, but if you take a look at how they all fight, well, I think it's pretty clear that Reacher is the odd one out. Now, he's a great fighter and an incredibly purposeful fighter, trying to end the fight by any means possible, but he's also operating off mostly just blind rage. I mean, he clearly knows how to block and dodge and everything, but in fights he's more of a bulldozer, just rampaging through everyone, relying on his strength and durability to carry him through. Problem is, pretty much everyone here is just as tough as Reacher. They can hold their own in a fight, and they're all definitely more skilled. Like, Tyler is much more suave and smooth with it in a fight. He's purposely deflecting attacks and then going for the kill. Each movement is incredibly efficient and purposeful. Same with Shaw. The guy basically acts like a one-man wrecking crew, able to clear out whole rooms with ease. And he looks good while doing it too. Makes it look easy. Then of course with Wick, well, it's basically like John Wick made it his personal mission to go encounter all the best fighters across the planet and beat them all. I mean, just look at Kane and Zero. Both of those guys are incredibly skilled, even with Kane being blind, and John was able to beat them both in fights. Sure, he didn't technically beat Kane, but he also definitely wasn't trying to beat Kane because Kane was his buddy. However, I think all that being said, a hand-to-hand close quarters fight is still incredibly close between these four. Wick is the most skilled, Reacher has the most power and muscle, Rake is a good combination of both, but I think Shaw is actually the best one. He's got the crazy scaling, fighting literal superhumans, and the skill to take out almost anyone. I think he edges it out in a close quarters fight. The problem for him, this isn't how the fight will likely play out. No, it's gonna be a gunfight. In a gunfight, well, I think Reacher, again, is at a pretty clear disadvantage. Sure, he's an amazing shot, but he just doesn't have the feats to compare with the other three. And it's kind of the same way with Shaw. Yeah, he's got better showings than Reacher, but Tyler Rake and John Wick are legitimately taking on whole armies of people and wiping out whole death squads all by themselves. And plus, with Extraction 2, Rake now has experience taking down dudes in complete bulletproof armor, and still killing them, the kind of experience that the other two don't have. Tyler killing people with bulletproof armor is like some John Wick level stuff, and I think it puts him in a slight class above the other two, but doesn't mean that he's better than John Wick. And you just gotta watch one of those movies to see that this is what John does. This is what he's all about. Headshot, headshot, headshot. All it is headshots. He's just too good here. He's just too good. And at the end of the day, I'm still gonna go John's track record and just how many times he's done it. It'd be a great fight, but ultimately, John Wick wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're gonna see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.